The biggest con the government ever pulled on us was to convince us to work 40 plus hours a week, 5 days a week for 50 years, spending no time with your friends, your family, your passions, or your children, all to retire with a Social Security check that isn't even enough to pay 1 month's rent. The truth is we are all slaves to the system, yet they distract us with entertainment and games and overwhelm us with the fear cycle so that we just put our heads in the sand and continue to work, continue rushing around in life, never having a moment to look up and realize that we are all slaves in this system. A system that convinces you to work the majority of your life away, never spending time with your family, your children, and if you're lucky, retire at 65. And if you're even luckier, you get 1 more decade before you succumb to a lifetime of working. All so that a few powerful white men at the top get wealthy beyond belief so that they can live like gods amongst men. And then they accomplish this by convincing half the population that the oppressed minority is the reason your life is hard and not the wealthy minority, which is actually the reason for your struggles and pain. Your enemy is not your neighbor. Your enemy is not an immigrant. Your enemy is not someone with a different religion. Your enemy has always been and will always be the rich and powerful who pit us against each other so that we never rise up to overthrow the con men in business suits. Until women have true equality and true power over their own bodies, until native treaties are honored, until the mass thugs kidnapping and killing our people on the streets are brought to justice, until the Epstein files are released fully unredacted, so long as our tax dollars are spent on bombing children in the third world, so long as the modern day slavery in the form of the prison industrial complex is still standing, and so long as the military industrial complex takes priority over the well-being of our fellow Americans, I say we call for revolution. Thank you all so much for having me.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Terrence Carter, TC Talks, TC Fitness. Glad to hear with y'all back at it again with another YouTube video. So, Americans are brainwashed. Majority of us in America continue to trade time for currency, for paper, for fiat that gets inflated. There's a clip that I put in the beginning of this video that I just seen on TikTok that the more that people speak out on the truth, the more that people speak out on realizing how we have been mentally enslaved by the system, the more awareness we bring to the table. And what they fear is the working class, the working poor, realizing the truth. Now, I tell you guys often that you need to have ownership. You need to own the same system that you are participating in. Because the system doesn't care if you're black, white, gray, green, blue, yellow, orange. It does not care about your skin color. The system doesn't care if you did 4 years at college and you got a degree, or if you dropped out of college and you didn't get a degree at all. School prepared you to be a worker. The system rewards ownership. When I'm at work and I'm trading my valuable time for these low wages, who benefits off of my labor? It's not me. Imagine only having this one source of income, and that's what you had to rely on. Imagine trying to live off of $20, $25 an hour, which is then taken away. Some of it is taken away from a government that is cringe, destructive, and cares about nobody. But we continue to feed the beast. We continue to feed the system. We continue to think that we're going to work our way to prosperity. I'm going to continue to trade my time for fiat currency, and they can devalue the currency if they want to by raising the cost of living. So even as I'm working more hours at this W-2 plantation, I am getting taxed at a higher tax bracket. Because the more money that you make, the more that they take away from you. And this is how they keep the working class, the working poor. Oh, but why don't, well, everybody can't be entrepreneurs. Understandable. Everybody's not going to want to be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't even have the mentality of an entrepreneur. Majority of people are not willing to take the risk. They're not willing to take the chance. They're not willing to look at things differently. They're just willing to do what it is that they see everybody else doing. Everybody thinks that the answer is just a job. Until you work the job and you realize that's not the answer. You need income. You need money. You need to generate income. Yeah, the job will provide income, but are they going to pay you enough to leave? No. They're going to pay you just enough to keep you there, to keep you comfortable. And I'll be the first one to tell y'all this, bro. A lot of these jobs, bro, they carry miserable energy, miserable spirits. I know at the corporation I work at, there's some miserable managers and miserable supervisors. And I can see it in their eyes. It's like their spirit is screaming out, save me. I don't want to be here. But as you get older in age, you start to realize how many years you actually worked at the corporation and you can't get none of that time back. And all they did was give you a paycheck, paid a couple of your bills. Now you got a car. So now you got a car note that you got to keep up with. You got to have gas in your car. Some of you got kids, so you got to take care of your kids, of course. You got to maintain the roof over your head. You got to maintain the bills. So that's what keeps you working. And now they see our generation and the opportunities that we have where we could come on the internet and make money. We think in different ways to generate income because we don't have to be a slave to the system. We don't have to be the obedient, oppressed people that's afraid to speak up because they're afraid to lose a job. Now, I'm not sitting there telling y'all to quit your job, and I'm not saying there telling y'all to disrespect the management or the supervisors. But I will tell you this: make sure you stand up for yourself. Make sure you don't only rely on one source of income. Make sure you learn about cash flow. Make sure you learn about stocks. Make sure you learn about real estate. These are the things that you have to do. Why? Because nobody's going to come and save you. Do you think somebody's coming to save me? Absolutely not. I got to come out here and grind it out. Show up on YouTube. I don't have control over the algorithm, but I have control over my message, my energy, what I put out into the world. I told you already, I'm in the markets every day. I'm studying, I'm taking action. I'm buying back my time. Because that's what the rich and the wealthy people do. They're not sitting here slaving away and sweating bullets and going ultra hard for low wages. They're not doing that. The financial markets is the freedom that you're yearning for. But majority of people are afraid to take the risk because they have the fear of losing money. And don't get me wrong, traders and investors lose money. If you sell at a loss, obviously you lose money. And if you make a bad trade, then yeah, you're gonna lose money. But I also believe that us W-2 workers are losing money too because we have to wait 2 weeks to get paid one time. Your check gets eaten up by inflation. The corporations don't want to pay you enough money. So we're losing money too. And every day that you don't invest, you're leaving so much money on the table. So I ask you this: what are you willing to do in order to set yourself free from the plantation? Because you ain't gonna get rich, you ain't gonna get wealthy trading your time for money, for scraps. $15, $20, $25, even $30 an hour. Okay, y'all think y'all out there getting it. You might get comfortable with that. But when have you ever grown being comfortable? How does comfortability equate to growth? It doesn't. The same way you feel very uncomfortable retaining your seed because you're not used to holding on to your power. You're not used to transmuting your energy. You're not used to turning your pain into prosperity. Because these jobs can be very painful. Spiritual warfare, big distractions, making you feel less than because the days are passing by and you're not doing anything that's going to help you get ahead. You're just working and working and waiting to get paid. But if you learn how to invest some of your money, you can generate income consistently. That's how the rich stay rich. That's how the wealthy stay wealthy. Nothing is guaranteed in life. We can clearly see that the system is designed for the rich and the wealthy. It's not designed for the working class. But without the working class, the world won't thrive. The world won't move. Yeah, right. You're correct. I'm not telling y'all that y'all wrong for that. But all I'm saying is the moment that you give these people your power and you put your livelihood into their hands, they're gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna treat you any way they want to. They're gonna disrespect you, they're gonna belittle you. Because they don't have no respect for you. Because you might feel inadequate. I hope I said that word right, but you might feel inadequate without them. You might feel like I don't have nothing to bring to the table. I don't have nothing to bring to the world because I don't have this job. Create a job for yourself. Build better habits. Build better routines with your money. Build a better system for yourself, bro. Because I know that the rich and the wealthy create systems. My system is the stock market. I'm on my journey to getting rich. I'm becoming the individual. It's already been embedded in me. I just have to keep putting into action and keep on reprogramming my subconscious mind because there's so much negative money beliefs that you walk through your life that you have the fear of getting rich. You don't even want to try. So all we do is we depend on the corporation, we depend on the job. We think that it's safety. There's nothing safe about a job that you don't own. It's nothing safe about being on somebody else's schedule and they are determining how much you make an hour and they are determining how much you make per year. There's nothing safe about that. It'll provide stability. It'll provide a check every 2 weeks. Your bills might be paid. You might have a couple dollars at the end of the month, but we can see it in America. None of these jobs are safe. So you got to start building your own fortress. You got to start building something for yourself. You don't have no choice. Neither do I. That's why I show up on YouTube every day. And I hope that these videos reach the people that they need to reach. I don't have control over the algorithm. I don't have control over if you subscribe. I don't even have control over if you like me or not. I honestly don't care. I like me. I love me unconditionally. You should feel that same way about yourself. Got to find a way to have your money multiply. Because trading time for low wages, you're never going to be happy. You're just going to be scraping by. Take the message. Do what you're going to do with it. I got a free Discord chat. I got a free Telegram chat if y'all want to join. And if y'all want to sign up, I use the Stash app. That's my brokerage account. I'll leave my referral code. If you want to sign up, I'll get $50. You'll get $50 after you deposit $5 into your portfolio. It's a win-win. It's up to you. Can't force you to do something you don't want to do. Hope you guys have a good day. Keep studying, keep growing, keep evolving, keep on retaining. It's your boy Terrence Carter, TC Talks, TC Fitness. Yes, sir.